Hello, and welcome back to Transgendered Nation. I'm Retro Sparrow, and I'm here today putting out a challenge. I did a challenge a while back on my old channel with the Dusty Joypad, Cerberus Letsplay, and some others. And now I'm challenging them again. And I'm challenging anybody watching. The challenge? The highest score in Outrun. You get 3 tests and 3 real tries. I want to see who can do the best. And I will plug your channel if you are able to do the best. The rules are simple. You have to stay in normal mode. You can do the controls any way you want. You can pick your own music. It's the Genesis version, Mega Drive version. The arcade version is a little more fiddly, and I want this to be accessible. If you need any help trying to get everything set up to do the challenge, I'll be more than happy to help with that. And yeah, 3 tests, 3 tries. There's my 3 tests. Highest score wins. Or in the case of not anybody getting to stage 5 on normal, it's gonna be the highest score in stage 4. So there's my awful looking challenge sheet, and with that, let's get this party started. So here we go. Like I said, any music you want. I'm a splash wave girl. You can even pick Step On Beat with the Genesis exclusive track if you're so inclined. Though we'll all make fun of you. Here we go. 74 seconds on the clock. Slipping into high gear. So one interesting thing about the Genesis version, Mega Drive version, is that I believe it uses the overseas track layout. In the arcade version, there are actually 2 different track layouts. One for the US and us gamers here who apparently they thought the 90s wasn't smart enough to do the overseas version, and the overseas version, which is supposedly harder. The tracks, I believe, are actually the same. It's the layout. I could be wrong on that. I'm trying to think about my experience playing. My experience playing Outrun 2. It's a lot harder to do when talking. No, I've also got a cat trying to get on me. I do not think try 1 is going to work out in my favor. But yeah, one interesting part now that we're getting to the split, which is one of the things that made Outrun so famous, is the upper track. If you stay all the way at the top, see the icon in the right corner there? If you stay all the way at the top, that is supposedly the easiest route. So if you haven't played a lot of Outrun, do your 3 tries doing the easiest route and give it a go. That's what I say. Oh, we're in kind of the deserty sort of area with some hills in the background. Kind of reminds me of driving through, I guess it's a little nicer than Wyoming, or at least a little more plants. A little more plants in Wyoming. Here in the US, but it does kind of remind me of that. Something nice about that. It's a scary place to go as a trans person, but there's something nice about that. Ooh, they got more hills too. Well, the western part of Wyoming actually has a lot of hills. It's just that the eastern part is really flat because it's going into the Great Plains of the U.S. The breadbasket of the world. Oh, no! Okay, there we go. I almost ended up on the harder track. Come on. Stage 3. Uh-oh, that's not good. Come on. Yes! I believe it's Outrunners, which is one of the later sequels from the 90s, that you actually continue rolling. I think Outrun 2 might be that way as well. I prefer that. I'm a lot better at that. The selectable music was also one of the really big draws to this. It's funny, I drive for a living. I'm a bus driver. And I'm a much better bus driver than I am driver of a Ferrari Testarossa, apparently. I've never once got stuck in the dunes. You know, here in Oregon, we have some actually magnificent dunes out on the coast. It's the biggest dunes, I believe, in the Western Hemisphere, if not just in the U.S. Which is pretty cool. I'm sure it's nothing like the desert. Oh, beans! I'm sure it's nothing like the deserts in Africa and Europe, though, or Asia, rather. You might hear me talk a lot about geography because I have a degree in geography, and so it's where I go. Alright, looks like that first test got to level 3. Yeah. And there you see 2 of my testing scores up at the top there. The third testing score didn't even get on there. So, first try, 1881000. Stage 3. Which is not as good as my first test score, which is the one right above it. But they are both stage 3, so we're at least on par. Retro Sparrow there. Alright. I love me some Last Wave. Oh my god. Like, it sounds pretty good on the Genesis and the Mega Drive, but oof, it's no System 16 arcade board. Speaking of it not being, we'll do our second shot here. I think I'm going to go ahead and do some passing breeze.
Get ready.
Speaking of System 16, the Genesis was largely based off of that. However, it does not feature native sprite scaling and rotation, which is something that the System 16 board was so known for. I believe Space Harrier and what was the other earlier arcade game? Hang On. Use custom non-System 16 hardware. The Outrun one might be a modification of the regular System 16 hardware as well. Oh, here we go. Whoa! Getting a little close there. I like seeing them fall out of the car. It's especially humorous on Outrunners because there's so many different cars and they all have different animations. Oh, here we go. Okay, taking the left track, going the easy way. Back in the I guess these are plains.
Checkpoint.
But those hills in the background kind of are telling me otherwise. Doo-doo-doo. And I don't know if I mentioned that you can use any button configuration you want to. I absolutely adore this game in any form. I know some of the home computer ports made for the European market, like on the ZX Spectrum and the Amstrad CPC, aren't all that well regarded. That seems to be the case for a lot of US Gold and Ocean ports back then. The 2 major British software houses of the day. I believe the C64 version is supposed to be relatively decent, but I could be wrong. It could also be rubbish. Alright. Looks like, whoa. Looking up too much. Checkpoint. I'm actually going to stop talking here for a minute and just let you enjoy the music a little bit. Even on the Mega Drive's Yamaha sound chip, which isn't as good as in the arcade, it still sounds dang good. These are some of Sega's most classic gaming music pieces. Whoa. Oh, snap! Ah! Okay. Stage 4, it looks like I'm making it. I'm gonna make it. Ah, a little more lush.
Checkpoint.
Alright. Come on, if I get stage 5. I did not get to stage 5 in my practice rounds. The roads start getting pretty twisty here. I wonder why, too, because it seems like a really flat area. You think they could just make a straight line? Also, the absence of lane markings is rather disturbing. I don't think I'd want to drive on this road in real life. I don't know, I think everything might be better with a Testarossa, though. I think, you know, his shoulder on the left, I think that's his shoulder. The person driving. When you're turning, it kind of looks like he's flipping you off. I just noticed that in one of my my test playthroughs. I think that's maybe what he thinks about all the other drivers. Who would put all these big boulders by the roads? It just seems like a bad idea. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Stage 5. Stage 5. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Do it, do it, do it. Ooh. We're in the Alps. Looks like Switzerland. Here we go. Yes! All right, stage 5. Here we go. Oh, it's flipping you off again. Whoa! It's a very lush area, too. Wine vineyards. We have a lot of that here in Oregon, actually. Funny story about the, well, I think it's funny. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Gotta pause for a second here. Go, go, go. Right. Back to my quote-unquote funny story about the, vineyards and wineries here in Oregon. The first person that planted, Pinot grapes up here in Oregon, those grow really well. People thought that he was crazy. There's no way you can grow grapes in as variable of climate as Oregon. Oh, there we go. And now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we're well known all around the world for it. Gosh, I got so close. All right, ooh, that is a good score. You build score when you're moving, and you don't when you're sitting stable. Which might be why my number 4 score, even though it got on level 3, was also a lower score. So that's stage 5. Put on my Retro Sparrow bit there. Oh, God. There's a pop version with this as the background music. It's called After Tonight. And I always think of the lyrics to this. I don't know if they licensed it. If they didn't, I guess that would make sense, because at least in the original arcade version of Outrun, they didn't license the car or the Ferrari trademark. You know what? We're gonna do a little step on beat, because I want to get made fun of, apparently. There we go. Try 3. Step on beat.
Get ready.
The Genesis original track. Here we go. You know, one thing I noticed about this version, as opposed to the arcade version, is there's a lot less road noise. Like, a lot of squealing tires when you're turning in the arcade version, but not so much here. I know some of the home computer versions made for the European... oh no! Oh god. Some of the home computer versions made for the European market make you pick between sound effects and music. This, seems like this version almost does too. And with the quality of the compositions of the music here, I would always pick the music. Every time. Speaking of Outrun music, Sega released a box set a couple of years ago of a bunch of different versions of the Outrun music from the main Outrun games and the main Outrun ports that Sega did. It didn't include any of the European home computer ports, however, which is kind of a shame. I really like the C64 music. Here we go. Checkpoint. Still going. Come on. Come on, little Ferrari. Actually, the car is quite large. It's not little in any way. It's not like I believe it's the 260, which is one of the Ferraris you can pick on Outrun 2. One year, 2010, and that kind of reminds me, I went to PAX West up in Seattle, Washington, in the U.S. And, it was amazing. And they have a GameWorks arcade up there, which is, I don't know if it's still partially, this is getting bad. Still partially ran by Sega. But, they had this thing where you got 3 hours of free play and 2 free drinks. And oh my, I played Outrun 2 basically, no, I don't think I'm going to be able to pass this. Basically the whole time. Yep. Well, we know what you need to beat now. I didn't do this challenge because I'm necessarily good at Outrun. I did this challenge because I like Outrun. Oh no. Oh god, here we go. And it's over. Stage 2. Oh, I didn't even get halfway to stage 3. Okay. So it is 1173390, stage 2. So the top score to beat is what's number 1, which is stage 5, 3032700. If you can beat stage 5, and I'm sure that you can, then you win, and I'm going to be plugging all sorts of channels. So, got it all written down here. Tests and everything. Not even gonna put my name in there, I'm embarrassed. And there we go. So, I'm gonna get this challenge out to some YouTubers, and I hope we have a good, fierce challenge here, because I think you'll win. Honestly, I think you're gonna win. But with that, this is, with perfect music for it, this is Retro Sparrow signing off from Transgendered Nation, where nerdery knows no gender. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And check out our Facebook page, which we'll have a link of in the description if you're not already a fan of that. And if you are on the Facebook page, this is Mary. If you're not on the Facebook page, or if you are on the Facebook page, like and subscribe for more trans gaming goodness. And more trans nerdery goodness. We got some non-gaming stuff coming up that I'm really excited about. Really excited about. Retro Sparrow out.